Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm WolfStalker25, and today I got a new set of action figure reviews for you guys. These are the knockoff, or bootleg, however you want to call them, Star Wars Black Series that you can find and acquire on AliExpress. One thing to note, I will not be posting any links on where you can get these, but I will say there are a few sellers that I've noticed on there. I would try and find the specific actual seller for these things because they're cheaper coming through that person than it is to like buy them from the other like resellers on there. But yeah, these are not made by Hasbro. These are not the actual Star Wars Black Series figures made by them. This is not the brand new clone that they just revealed on May 4th or whatever, or the May 4th stream. So don't assume that's what these are. These are the knockoffs, and I'm here to talk about these today because I actually really love these figures. These two right here in the middle, specifically Hardcase and Jesse, were just released recently, and yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty good figures. They're not bad. If you're looking to fill out your shelf with your clone displays and do some other named clones that Hasbro hasn't done yet or at all, then this is a good way to do that. And honestly, if you're a person who's against knockoffs and bootlegs, then I could see you not being all for these or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like these aren't bad if you're looking to expand your collection. Honestly, anything to expand the collection is always good. And all these figures here are really great. Now, Jesse specifically, we do have an actual legitimate official Jesse coming out later this year that we do know of, but Jesse is also going to be in his commander look. This is his actual like normal clone trooper look, and as you can see here, everything looks really good. You got the chipping detail on the arms, which looks really nice. The blue is good. It matches with the actual Black Series. The sculpt and mold here has the head underneath, so basically this is, if not the same 2020 or whatever 2021 clone trooper body that we've gotten, that we're used to, that all of our clones have been on so far lately. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Everything's nice on him. I haven't really noticed any problems with Jesse specifically. As you can see, like the helmet looks really good, the nice painted detail there. Who knows if Hasbro will ever get around to making this figure, you know? Like, it's kind of like up in the air if they'll ever make normal original Jesse now that they're making the ARC Trooper variant. But I don't know if the legs, like, you know, we've had problems before where the legs are on in reverse. I don't know if these are on in reverse for the lower legs, like with the Jet Trooper here, which I've never fixed my Jet Trooper, so I can't tell if the legs are on in reverse or if they're the same. They might be actually messed up like that, but it looks like most of the AliExpress, if not all of them, are like that. But yeah, you have Jesse, you have the normal Phase 2 clone. Now, I'm only throwing him in this review because I have like 9 of these bootleg knockoff individual unique figures, so I want to do 3 figures in a review, so we're throwing the normal one in here. And as you can see, he looks good, but I will say the new official Hasbro version, in my opinion, does look better because it's got the newer, bigger shoulder pads. Now, one thing, we'll talk about articulation a little bit and stuff like that, but the sculpt is very good. It's like, it looks legitimate. Like, you're not really gonna, you know, on the shelf, you won't really notice that, in my opinion, that this is a knockoff. This is a bootleg, which is great. You know, it blends in seamlessly. One thing, there's a little bit, like, the paint's a little weird around the black line around the visor, but another thing is we haven't gotten this figure yet specifically from Hasbro. And then Hardcase here. Now, Hardcase is the one for me that has my most messed up paint details. As you can see here, this should be a normal dot, and there's an extra big blotch of paint there. It kind of runs a little close. Now, I don't know if Hardcase's helmet does that, because I did just recently watch Clone Wars, but recently rewatch it, but yeah, I don't know. But the paint detail is good. I love how the back's painted, you know, extra. Again, I don't know what is mispaint on him and what's legitimate, but you do get the nice blue paint on the belt here as well. But yeah, very clean, and you get the rotary Gatling gun thing, which we haven't, again, gotten in Hasbro form yet. So very nice. So yeah, accessory wise, what do all these guys come with? Well, Hardcase just comes with his little like Gatling gun rotary thing or whatever. Jesse comes with the normal, smaller blaster here. I don't remember what the numbers are. These is this the D11? I don't remember the exact, numbers on any of this stuff. But yeah, you do get the smaller blaster and then the longer blaster with Jesse. So Jesse's got his smaller one in his hand and the longer one's right here for Jesse. And then the normal phase 2 plain white clone troopers, they get the smaller blaster and the larger ones as well. So that's why I have a couple extra blasters here lying on the side. That's from these guys. So articulation wise, they're all the same. They're all the same. Now this clone right here specifically, he's got, like, they all have the butterflies as well. This one's a little bit more loose than what they normally would be. I'm only going to talk about the articulation on this one specifically because he's the one that's, has no weapons in his hands and he's just easier to talk about. So yeah, I actually don't know where did his blaster go? He was holding the smaller one. I don't know where it went. Because I should have an extra smaller blaster around here and I don't have it. Yeah, so I'll have to find that. Oh, here it is. But yeah, so the head looks up and down very well. So up that far, down that far. You do get nice pivot side to side. Unfortunately, the helmet's not removable, but you do get the neck and the head rotations. Butterfly joint. The arms could actually only go up this much with the current shoulder pad that we have. Now the new actual legitimate phase 2 clone trooper they're doing does have it to where the shoulder pad's bigger and it's got a little like ring that the actual arm plugs into now, so then you won't have to worry about that very limited shoulder range that you have to go above or try and go into the butterfly. When you go above this armor piece, it really messes up the shoulder there. Now there's no bicep cut like usual, just like with the Hasbro one, but you do have the single jointed elbow, which does have very nice swivel on it as well. And then you do get the vertical hinged wrist here, and then you get the horizontal one over on this side. So very nice. The wrist all swivel and hinge like you're used to. This is basically the same articulation as Hasbro's. The chest has a diaphragm that goes side to side, back, forward, not very much. No waist cut, unfortunately, just like Hasbro. Upper thigh cut, legs go, forward that much, back kind of out to the side a little bit. Single jointed knee, that far. Got the swivel as well. Another thing we do need to note about the upcoming Hasbro Phase 2 Clone Trooper is this is a single individual piece, not tied down to the top, so you could actually have the proper knee pad on the bottom whenever you want it. And then you do get the ankle pivots that go back that far, which is really far actually, and then forward that much. That actually might be a little weird for the ankle pivot. Maybe you got a little bit more like room, like cut on the back of the feet. As you can see, they look a little... The back of the ankles look actually probably the worst on the whole figure plastic wise. But yeah, that's your articulation. So, are these worth it? In terms of price point, the normal Phase 2 white clone that Hasbro hasn't made is about like $17 on there. Jesse and Hardcase are both $20 a piece. So it honestly is cheaper than what Hasbro offers us at $24.99, or if they're exclusive, even more. Now the downside to the figures are like sometimes you get a little bit of a mess up. Like mine, I think Hardcase has one leg that's like longer than the other. There's like just a slight discrepancy, so he has a little bit harder time standing. Out of a couple of the knockoff bootlegs that I've gotten so far, I have a few that have the messed up leg. But overall, for the price point and for characters that we might not get in the line at all, I think this is worth it. Or if you're trying to do something like they do have knockoffs of like this clone. Now this is the legitimate Hasbro variant of the 212th Clone Trooper, but honestly, you wouldn't really even be able to tell when you have them, in a line together. And when you're looking at a distance, I mean, maybe up close you could tell on some paint inconsistencies and stuff like that, but overall you're not going to be able to notice in a lineup like this. So I think it really does go to say how good these are. And I've even asked family members of mine, I've had them come into the room and look at the figures, and I've been like, hey, can you tell who the knockoff is? And it's really hard for them to tell. So we'll do a couple quick like size comparisons, I guess. I'm not really going to go too crazy. Like, if you do want to do like a Halo crossover, there's the 1000 Toys Chief. And then in terms of like Hasbro figures, I'll just pull out the Power Rangers and the Marvel Legends and stuff like that. So we'll just bring out some of them just to show, you know, that's what they look like size-wise. They scale up with other things normally. I mean, even with other legitimate Black Series figures, you know, right here we have Captain Rex, who's an actual figure, and they scale up really just fine. You have right here who's the Archive 501st or 501st Trooper, and then you got the GameStop Jet Trooper. So, I mean, right there you could see they all, you know, different figures, different troopers, they all scale up just the same as they would any other Hasbro figure. So if you're trying to fill out your 501st, you know, your 212th, they have several others on there, Waxer, Boyle, an ARC Trooper for the 212th. Like, these all look very good. And like, if you're trying to do, you know, and the nice thing is these are the Umbara ARC. So if you want Hardcase and Jesse, you got them. You got, you know, the normal 501st. You got, this is Echo here. Unfortunately, we got 5s coming out later, which, yeah, I did not unfortunately get the pre-order for that. So my buddy Nate from over on the basement does have me covered, hopefully, on that though. So that's great. You know, Anakin here. We got Hawk. Here's a knockoff of Oppo in his Commander look, not his like Umbara version, which they do have an Umbara one, but I did skip on it for now because I have the Commander. Here's Oppo as well, but with the visor for Commander, but you could technically pass this off as a character named Bo. And then here's another AliExpress, you know, for the like a Sergeant / 501st. So, you know, right here, this is something that we can't unfortunately get from Hasbro right now because maybe they just don't like, you know, prequels, they don't like clones, they don't like Clone Wars, whatever it may be. They just have a hard time getting out some of these very necessary clone figures that a lot of us want. And this looks great together as a whole, as a bundle. Like, that fills out a shelf. And realistically here, out of the legitimate figures made by Hasbro, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them here are Hasbro. This is a model kit. The rest of them are AliExpress clones, and it really goes to show you what they could fill out with this. So these are great. I love them. I think if you're on the fence about these figures, I don't know what to exactly tell you to sway your opinion in the other way. All I will say is that it's okay to not be for them for yourself, but I don't think you should. I've seen people kind of going around and shaming other people for buying them, and I don't think that really should be the case. I think, you know, if this is what you want to buy, it's what you want to buy. And I was on the fence before, and I wasn't a fan of them. As soon as I got Waxer and Boyle in, man, my opinion changed, and I went and I did 2 massive orders of these, and I've got all these so far here, and I want more. You know, they have the normal 501st Trooper, they have the 501st like Sergeant here with the little pauldron. You know, we've got Oppo with and without the visor. So there's a lot of good stuff to be had on there. Hopefully they get around to making like some actual like ARC Troopers. You know, I'd love to get the ARC Trooper helmet into the mix. But yeah, like I said, they scale well even with the Archive one. Now they look a little shorter, but that's just the newer clone body, because even the 212th here, he's the normal one. So they look a little shorter as well. But yeah, either way, great figures. Great to have them into the collection. I'm really happy to get them. I will be getting the normal Jesse at some point in the Black Series and doing a review on them. I will be getting the new Clone Troopers that we get, and I'll review them, and I'll even compare these and that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you got some sort of information out of these. Like I said, not posting links to these because, you know, I don't want to get in trouble for anything like that, to actually be distributing the, you know, the links of everything. But you could just go on AliExpress, look up, you know, 501st Clone Trooper or whatever, and, you know, you'll probably find them on there. I'm sure there's other people that have posted links somewhere. So yeah, good luck, you know, have fun getting these because they're great, and it's a slippery slope, man. Once you get one, you immediately want more. It's, an addiction to like get these and just start filling out your battalions and your roster and your clones, because I'm a massive clone lover. I love the Clone Wars. I actually like the Attack of the Clone movie as well. So it's like, anything for more clones on the shelf, I'll do what I have to. And if it's something Hasbro hasn't made before, I'm all for it. But I'm still going to support the actual Hasbro official releases. So if Hasbro makes a Hardcase or a Jessie, I'll buy them. I'll have 2 on the shelf, and maybe I'll have a different display, or one goes in the bin for a while. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will have more reviews coming out later this week. I'll have more videos. I actually want to do a top 10 most wanted Black Series figures in the line, so things that haven't been made yet. I did skip AliExpress figures from that list. Like, I kind of didn't put them on there because I have a variant of them. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I will catch you all on the next one. If you haven't done so already, would always appreciate a like and subscribe on the channel. It does help me out a lot. Do greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.